We are social and emotional beings by design. To thrive, we must embrace this and build the capability to manage ourselves and build strong relationships. Just like other kinds of learning, these muscles can be developed. In fact, research in neuroscience reveals there is a great deal of plasticity or ability for us to grow in this domain. It starts with self-awareness and a will to change. More than 100 years ago, scholars began to recognize the importance of going beyond traditional IQ. Think about it. Have you ever known someone that was brilliant in school but seemed to have no sense of direction? Good at math but had a hard time memorizing the 50 states? Struggled in school but was capable of creating beautiful works of art? Howard Gardner codified much of this thinking by distinguishing 8 types of intelligences in 1983. Check out the yellow pie slice, being self-smart, and the green slice across from it, being people-smart. Those two became the foundation for what we now call EI. Over the next several decades, there was a great deal of research to quantify the importance of emotional intelligence and clarify how it impacts our performance, relationships, and success in life. Daniel Goleman consolidated and popularized the work of many experts into his book, Emotional Intelligence: Why It Can Matter More Than IQ. He stated, if your emotional abilities aren't in hand, if you don't have self-awareness, if you're not able to manage your distressing emotions, if you can't have empathy and have effective relationships, then no matter how smart you are not going to get very far. Goleman described emotionally intelligent people as those with these 4 characteristics. They were good at recognizing their own emotions, good at managing their own emotions, empathetic to the emotional drives of others, and adept at handling other people's emotions in different social situations. Think of someone you know that has these characteristics. Sometimes we call them old souls. They just intuitively know how to navigate difficult and challenging situations. Moving forward, we'll be referring to this as EQ. Just as IQ is a measure of a person's intellectual ability, EQ is a measure of a person's emotional intelligence. Turns out that EQ is over 2 times as predictive of performance as IQ. 90% of professional competencies that differentiate top performance are related to EQ. What does that mean for you? Why do you think you can't IQ your way to the top? The way an individual communicates with and behaves towards others is more important as their performance in an IQ test. If you only take one thing from this introduction, take this. Not only is EQ more important for differentiating yourself as a top performer, it's easier to develop than traditional intellect. Now, if you're not interested in moving forward in your career or of any type of life improvement, stop listening right now. If you are interested in being a high-impact manager, a leader, or a professional, review this course with an eye towards what am I going to work on. I won't need to convince you that many of these skills are important for success. It's intuitive. You have no doubt taken classes on several of them before. Change agility, decision-making, teamwork, empathy, communication, flexibility, building trust. They are all built on the foundation of EQ. Build your EQ, and these other skills will grow and flourish. I like this organic tree as an example for another reason. It underscores again the fact that EQ is certainly something that can be developed. Let's take a few moments to review the components of EQ: self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy and social awareness, relationship building, or social management. In the first column, we have the 2 EQ capabilities that involve the self, self-awareness and regulation. In the next, the 2 capabilities that involve others, social awareness and skill. You can't be effective with others until you build EQ for yourself. Also, you'll notice there's a pattern by row. The top row is about awareness, whether for yourself or awareness of others. The bottom row is about some kind of management, whether it's self-regulation or social management. Now take a few moments to reflect. How is EQ relevant and valuable to your career and aspirations? What could you accomplish if you had greater EQ? What grade would you give yourself for each core competency? What do you need to work on? And what's keeping you from developing these competencies? Hopefully this video has helped you clarify why developing your EQ is important for you in your career and sparked your interest and provided you with the internal motivation to develop yourself. So let's get going. Thanks for listening to the session. We'll see you in the next module.